All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of the McKinney Podcast, celebrating what makes us unique by nature. And I just want to say thank you to our listening audience. Thank you to my wife. Thank you to the McKinney Moms Facebook group, the official McKinney Moms Facebook group, because we asked for you guys to connect us with valedictorians in the great city of McKinney. There are 3 of them. We didn't get all 3. But we got 2 of them.
Not yet.
Now, maybe. I don't know where you're at, valedictorian of North High School. We've got a young lady here that we'll introduce in just a moment. And the Boyd valedictorian coming in about an hour from now. I don't know where North valedictorian is. Don't know what their name is. But if you're out there, if you know the North valedictorian, they've still got an open invitation. We can record with them before they go off to college in August. There's a very small window because all of y'all valedictorians, well, you leave and you're going to college. You're getting started with your life. So, Fred, should we introduce this young lady?
Let's go for it.
All right, we've got our guest information forms rocking now, so we can just make it happen. All right. She wrote it in first person. Okay. Was it Kristufek? How do you pronounce it? Kristufek. Okay, cool. Her name is Kassie Kristufek, and I'm just going to read it. She's first person here. Third person throw me off. Sorry. I have lived in McKinney my entire life. I attended McKinney High School and just recently graduated as valedictorian in May. At McKinney High, I competed for the dive team and helped run multiple STEM clubs, including Girls in STEM, Engineering, and Chemistry Club. Throughout high school, I worked as a K-12 STEM and writing tutor, a research assistant for Texas A&M Dallas AgriLife Extension Center in the Urban Horticulture Department, and as a booth manager at the McKinney Farmers Market selling beef for Keaton Beef. Next year, I will be studying chemistry at Caltech and eventually plan on going into research. Please welcome to the McKinney Podcast, Kassie Kristufek. Welcome, Kassie.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I love this opportunity because, man, you are the definition of high performance. No, this Fred, we get to share the story that Christy's mom shared in just a little bit, but man, your boys were both Frisco ISD, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is your first time being in the room with McKinney ISD royalty.
Absolutely. I believe in when you go for it, you only go for the best, you only go for the top, and here we are.
Okay, I full transparency, please don't anyone make fun of me. I was homeschooled K through 12. I never went to public school. So, I mean, if you want to get specific, I'm also the valedictorian of my graduating class. So for all of you homeschool kids out there, you get the joke. Kassie, I'd love for you to walk us through, how does one become valedictorian? Does it start in kindergarten? Like, how does all of the class rankings, like, is there points? Is there like a wrestling celebrity death match at some point? Like, how does one become valedictorian?
Honestly, I think it does start in kindergarten. Like, my parents always were very, they would push, they wouldn't push too much, but, they would make sure that we were doing our homework all the time. They made sure that we went to Kumon, so we'd get, a really good basic of everything. I also think that my brother, who was also valedictorian, and and my little sister, she's currently ranked 1 in her class. And so I think that we all had, a passion for, math and stuff whenever we were little. And our parents kind of, fostered that and really, helped us grow as that in, early ages, kindergarten, elementary school. And then in middle school, we all did compacted math, which really helped us get ahead and helped us take the higher point classes earlier throughout high school. So it definitely does start whenever you're little. And then the most important thing, other than getting good grades, is playing the GPA game right. You have to take the right classes at the right times and then excel in those classes.
All right, so what was, or it is your GPA? What was your graduating GPA?
Oh, goodness. I think it was a 5.475 here. I have my resume.
She knows it down to the thousandth of a decimal.
Yes, every little point counts.
So is that on what's the scale there? Because when I was in school, 4.00 was as good as it gets.
That's right.
Okay, so I think it was, so my GPA was a 5.4731, And so our GPA
4 decimal places?
Yeah. No,
Goodness.
yeah, it comes down to the very end. Like we've had kids who've like been tied at points. Like I remember my brother, he was friends with twins and they were actually tied at one point.
Oh man.
And so yeah,
Really?
it does come down to the like very last bit, but our GPA scale worked a 4, 5, 6. And so we had 4.0s were like athletics, fine arts, and then like all of your core level classes. Like if you were taking on level math or science or English, they were all 4.0s. And then 5.0s were the advanced level classes. And then 6.0s were all the AP and post AP classes.
Post AP.
Yes.
See, this is what stuns me is that like when I was in high school in the Stone Age, so class of '88, DeSoto County High School. If anyone's tuned in, represent. All right, but we had calculus in high school, and then many years later, they had pre-calculus. That's what you take before calculus, right? Pre-calculus. Then they had what, AP calculus, and then pre-AP calculus.
Yeah.
I mean, so you were basically taking what, like non-Newtonian physics in what, 4th grade? What?
Oh, for sure.
So I mean,
We got our own little Doogie Howser
yeah, I
going
know.
over here.
I mean, like she's
Yeah.
already solved the world's
Although she has
problems.
no idea who Doogie Howser is.
That's right, because that was a TV thing, and nobody
Yeah.
watches TV. That was an old program.
So I want to tell the Walker Elementary stories for just a second, because when I was talking to your mom, I was like, that is wild. Absolutely wild. Tell the story with you and Matt Johnson in kindergarten.
Okay, so Matthew Johnson and I were in the same kindergarten class.
Wait, context. Who was Matthew Johnson?
Oh, he's the Boyd valedictorian.
That's right.
Yes, and so we were in the same
So,
kindergarten
Matthew,
class.
not Matt. Sorry, Matthew. I won't make that
Matthew.
mistake again. Yeah, when you're valedictorian, they call you Matthew, not Matt. No.
Yeah.
So you guys, your older brother, is that right?
Yes, my older brother.
An older brother, and there was 2 previous valedictorians in Walker as well, like your brother and one of his peers.
Yes, so my brother and one of his best friends, they were in the same kindergarten class, and they ended up valedictorian at Boyd and McKinney High as well.
So Walker is just, hold on, where's my epic music?
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. If you want to be valedictorian of your high school class, you should probably go to Walker Elementary first. The statistics show that if you go to Walker Elementary, you're very likely to someday be valedictorian of your high school class. So, what's in the water over there, Walker Elementary? What are you guys doing?
But you must remember, that is not any Walker Elementary. It is McKinney Walker Elementary.
I think it's Roy Lee Walker, if I remember correctly.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
But in McKinney.
McKinney, Roy Lee
Yes.
Walker Elementary School, where valedictorians are made. Oh, man, what are the odds that one elementary school would produce? Oh, sorry, stop that.
Oh, it won't stop.
Well, that's annoying. Fine, I'll just turn it down and let it do its thing. My bad.
So what happens when you hit another pad later?
I don't know, but that one pad it's got a music problem. Okay. Technical issue, folks. Sorry,
right.
don't mean to annoy you here. Cassie, not everything goes exactly like it's supposed to in podcast land.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you were the valedictorian of your school. You were the valedictorian of your school. I graduated lowly 7th in my class.
Lame.
Just 7th.
Seventh.
Dang.
You know what they call 7th place? Loser.
That's right. 7th place is
Nothing.
6th loser.
So the salutatorian is 2nd place. Do they call it that because the salutatorian has to stand and salute the valedictorian on stage? Like, what's going on there?
That's a good question. I
That's
don't know
what
the
I'm
answer.
getting
I've
at.
never
that,
understood. You don't know the answer to that.
I don't.
But I thought you
I
knew all of the answers.
all of them. Yeah, except that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you have your GPA calculated out to the fourth
Fourth
Yes.
decimal
decimal
place.
place. Do you know what was the separation between you and your salutatorian?
I have no idea. I was actually ranked 2 up until the last semester. So
So what did you do to?
I don't know. I just like kept going.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when was the last time you saw anything but an A on your report card?
Oh, middle school. Yeah.
Middle school.
Yeah. There were points obviously throughout high school that I think I got 1B like the first quarter, but then it averaged out with my second quarter freshman year because I missed like the first 2 weeks of my math class that year. So the first quarter was not going well, but yeah.
So you really have to be on your game
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
every month, beginning in middle school is when it really kicks up, right?
Yeah.
There's some room for lollygagging in elementary
Yes, for
school, you
sure.
know, spending some extra time in recess or whatever.
Not for
Yeah.
Cassie.
But I mean, once you get to 6th grade, you got to be locked in, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, the compacted program, so I took 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math all in 6th grade. And then in 7th grade, you take algebra. And then in 8th grade, I took geometry. And then in order to get a higher GPA, I took algebra 2 over the summer. So I could start with pre-calculus.
So instead of hanging out by the pool like your friends were doing, you were taking optional Algebra 2 classes.
I made time for both, but
But I mean,
did-
let's give
yeah.
give some props where the props
Yeah.
are due. Like, you decided where your priorities were, and
Mm-hmm.
you were willing to defer immediate gratification, hanging out poolside 12 hours a day to do Algebra 2 and get ahead and help reach your goals and help make sure that your goals got reached.
Yes.
That's freaking awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Bravo.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I also enjoy math a lot, so I didn't mind it too much. It was kind of fun, but yeah. And then taking a higher math class was also a fun freshman year. Like,
So you're born and raised McKinney.
hmm
Celebrate your city. What do you love about McKinney? You have been here your whole life. I imagine with just talking with your mom and getting the vibe of your family. You've probably traveled and seen a bunch of other places. What is it about McKinney that just makes you proud to be from here?
I love the community. As I said, I worked at the farmers market,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the community that comes there. All the like locals who come to the farmers market, but also there's people from all over. Like my grandparents, they travel here every week from 60 miles north of here to come here, and the community that we have at the farmers market is just amazing. And I don't just see that at the farmers market. I find the community like everywhere. I think the teachers here are amazing. Like obviously starting in kindergarten, I think my teachers were just like amazing people. They're amazing teachers. They taught me so much. And so, yeah, I think that really makes McKinney special, our community, and I think our teachers are awesome.
Okay, so here's your opportunity. You have 12 years of McKinney ISD education under your belt. Who is the one teacher that you would say just absolutely stands out?
I'd have to say my math and computer science teacher, Miss Horvath. She was an amazing person, first of all. And then second of all, she teaches like, I think 7 different classes, and there's not even that many periods a day. So she has a couple classes where she teaches multiple different curriculums within that class period. And so she teaches Calculus BC, so like the highest level math class at our high school. And then she teaches 4 AP and post-AP computer science classes. And then she also teaches like a pre-AP and a core level computer science class. And then she runs like, I think she's sponsor of 4 or 5 different clubs. And so she's just always at the school, always doing everything for her students.
Wow.
And yeah, she's probably a teacher that really stands out.
So do you think we need to have Miss Horvath here into the podcast studio?
I think she'd be great. She also teaches yoga and I think Zumba lessons too. So she's awesome. She
Okay.
had 5 kids who graduated from McKinney as well.
Mrs. Horvath, you have an open invitation to come record on the McKinney podcast.
That's right.
We would love to have you.
That's
Yes.
right. And if Mrs. Horvath is not listening, we are going to count on the official McKinney moms.
All right, McKinney
Yes.
moms, activate. Find us, Mrs. Horvath, and let's get her on the show.
That's right. Do what you do.
Yes.
Do
Dude,
what you
the
do.
moms have power. I'm not even playing. Oh, when we didn't have anyone reach out, individually for the request to get the valedictorians, Allison went to the moms group, and within 48 hours, we had both of them emailing us. I'm just like, note to self: when you want to get something done, call the moms in.
That's
Yes.
right.
All the moms get it done.
I've had friends try to get into the McKinney moms like Facebook group. Like they'll make like fake accounts and try to get in, but it's pretty selective.
They might have a good vetting process,
Yeah.
screening.
Oh my gosh!
All right,
That's
so
hilarious.
you obviously hit the books hard and compacted. Just out of curiosity, do you know how many days of school you missed due to illness
Or
between-
travel.
Yeah, between like 6th grade and graduation.
So, 6th grade and graduation. Okay.
She
I
might
think I-
need 2 hands for this. It might go beyond one hand.
Right.
Yeah, I missed a decent amount. I guess for sickness, I probably missed a total of Ooh, in high school, probably less than 5 days for sickness. But I will admit I did like skip school a few times to study.
Oh,
Like,
to study.
Yes, I
All right,
find that
so
a lot
she's
of
not
kids.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to skip school to do.
To do fun things.
That's right.
Yeah.
So at what point did you have it locked up? Because valedictorian, it's such a competitive thing. At what point were you like, oh, I got it. I'm valedictorian.
Like 4th quarter senior year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was ranked 2 every single like GPA check from 9th grade to senior year until like semester. And then I was 1, and then it was like finally locked in that
Wow.
3rd quarter
All right,
or
so
4th quarter.
drop a name. Who is the
Honorable mention.
who's the McKinney High
number 2?
salutatorian?
Bailey U.
Bailey U.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, are you friends?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a nemesis kind of thing, like I'm gonna destroy you.
No. It was we helped each other out a lot throughout high school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we did a lot of like projects together. She was kind of like the only other person who cared as much as I did about like everything. So we really helped each other out throughout high school.
Shout out to Bailey U.
Yes.
Hey,
Right.
number 2 at a large high school. That ain't nothing to laugh about. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Bailey is going to be doing great
That's
things
right.
too.
And considering the pedigree of now, did Bailey go to Walker?
She did, yeah.
Oh,
She went to Walker.
Man.
Yeah.
so Walker's cranking out the valedictorian and the salutatorian.
Man, Walker's got it going
I
on.
don't know what's going on with that school.
No.
Anthony, who's the principal of Walker? That's who we need in here.
No, I tell you what we're going to do
Yeah.
is Jennifer Harrison is the principal at McClure, where my kids go. We're over there off of Ridge and 380. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to ask her. Well, I wanted to get Sean Pratt in, superintendent
That's
of
right.
McKinney ISD. We're going to get him in September. I think his office said he wanted to record in September. But I wanted to have the superintendent first, and then we can sprinkle
way,
in
that's
some of the people a little bit further down the food chain. But Jennifer Harrison's a whole lot of energy. She's a phenomenal principal over there at McClure. I don't have any relationships at Walker because my kids don't go to Walker. But I mean, I bet we can find somebody at
I'm
Walker,
sure.
and
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
have Jennifer Harrison and the principal at Walker and be like, "Yo, the elementary schools in McKinney are just amazing."
Yeah, what they're doing there. All right, so obviously academia, you've got that down. You are also on the dive team.
Yes.
How does that? Were you like climbing up the ladder, reading your advanced physics? And then, like,
I did spend a few weight rooms actually, like looking at some notes. I guess I studied through a couple of weight rooms, but yeah, diving, it worked really nice with my schedule. I was a volleyball player my first semester freshman year, but I was not really vibing with it, so I wanted to try another sport. And I originally was just going to do diving because there was no after school practices. And I was like, okay, this looks fun enough. Like, let me try it. And then I like loved it. So I quit volleyball altogether. And then I started like club diving outside of school. And it was really nice because for school, we had no after school or before school practices, but we did have like a really big chunk of time during the day to practice. And it was also like a more flexible schedule. We didn't have games like twice a week or anything. And I will be diving in college. So yeah, I really fell in love with it.
You made the dive team at Caltech.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm so excited.
So what's your favorite Olympic dive event? I think there's 4 or 5 of them, right?
So there's for the Olympics, there's just 3 meter springboard. So in high school, we just competed 1 meter springboard.
Okay.
And in the Olympics, there's 3 meter springboard and then 10 meter platform. And then they have both those events that are synchro. So there's
Okay.
4 Olympic
4. Okay.
events. And personally, I like to watch the 3 meter synchro and the 10 meter synchro. And then competing wise, I like to compete 3 meters, my favorite board.
Okay.
But,
What's
yeah.
your go-to dive?
I really like back 1.5. So
Okay.
yeah, flip and then I land on my head. So
There you go.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like that on 3 and 1 meter.
Yeah, my favorite dive is the flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel, yes, that's a
Yes.
good one. That's a good one.
Yes, the Olympic
Yeah,
event
classic.
for flying. I don't know what the judges would score me on. A very large man doing a flying squirrel dive might not ever make TV. Come
That's
to
like
think of
death diving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would make
I
that's
don't
some good
know.
TV
I
coverage.
have watched compilations of that.
Large people diving into a pool.
Yes, and just
Yeah.
The belly flops.
Oh, it
Yeah.
hurts. It hurts so bad.
Now, did the dive team ever have, because belly flop competitions
Oh,
got
yeah.
to be a thing.
Oh yeah.
Where you just full layout
Mhm.
and see who has the biggest. Ooh.
Yes, my like freshman year, I was known for just voluntarily belly flopping for like candy. Like my coach would be like, "I'll give you some candy if y'all do belly flops." So
Candy?
yes, every single time we flopped, we got a lollipop, and then there'd
Flop
be
for the pop.
Yes, and then we so that'd just be like if we were diving, we messed up and we flopped, we'd get a lollipop. And then like my coach was eating one day, he was eating some I think like sour straws. I was like, "Can I have one?" And he was like, "No, do a belly flop." And I was like, "Okay." And so yeah, I did that a lot freshman year, but I got a concussion my I think junior year, so I've had to like quit the voluntary flops.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a diver, so you said that your go-to involves a flip and a twist.
Back
so,
1.5.
So you're spotting the whole time, though, right?
Um,
Except for
I
that,
should be.
you should be.
Yes, I should be like spotting, opening my eyes the whole time, but I tend to just try to open my eyes at the beginning and the end. I get a little scared in the middle. But at the beginning, I keep my eyes open to know when I should like kick my legs over, and at the end, I spot the water to know like where I should enter and stuff.
Was it hard getting into dive?
I fell in love with it because I just throw everything and I found it really fun, but it's not like that hard to, I don't know. It's hard to get into at first because it's like really scary, but
Once you get
Yeah.
over the whole idea of throwing your body into the air and
Yeah.
doing crazy things.
yeah, then it's I don't know. At the beginning, I didn't really realize like what could go wrong. Like I never really thought of myself like being able to hit my head on the board or like scratch myself on the board or flop really hard. And then as I've like aged and really like understood what I'm doing, it's gotten a little more scary.
So do you feel that your approach to dive is parallel to or completely contradictory to your approach to education?
Yeah, probably. My motto in dive is just throw it.
Full
Just-
send.
Yeah, full send. And I'd say in academics, I kind of take a step back and it's like, really, what should I work on? What should I be doing? Like, yeah, I definitely think a lot more about what I'm about to do in academics. And then in dive, I'm kind of just like, oh, I'll do it, throw it. Yeah.
So in the gymnastics competition in Tokyo, Simone Biles very famously had a case of the twisties.
Yes.
Is that a thing in dive too?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, that's actually how I got a concussion is I lost like where I was in the air. And so I did that like 3 times in a row. I was like twisting and I completely lost where I was and smacked my head against the water like repetitively, and that is what gave me a concussion. But yeah,
Huh.
it definitely happens. Like you'll lose where you are or like what you're doing in the air. Like I just belly flopped off a 3 meter the other day because I like thought I was gonna hit the board and lost my rotation and just completely smacked.
Back in the day, I was a pool manager. I taught lifeguarding classes and lessons and everything. I used to do a lot of stuff on diving board. I could do a 1.5 and back in the day and whatnot. As a very tall person, that was like an accomplishment. It was like
Yeah.
I'm 6'6", so when I'm doing 1.5, it's like, oh, I actually felt good about that. I never got the rotation. Like, what is it like trying to control your body in midair with rotation, and how in the world do you stop at the right point?
Yeah.
Like I've never understood. I get the whole pike position.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty straightforward. But and now McKinney Podcast is like, good golly, we're talking a lot about diving. It was like I've just curiosity. Like how in
Yeah.
the world do you control rotation, and how do you get your body to stop at the right point?
It's very difficult to like teach yourself how to do it, especially if you're throwing like a double flip and you've never thrown a double before. Like, how do you get your body to do that? And so we do a lot of drills like outside the pool. Our coach would have us do like 2 forward rolls in a row to get that rotation down. And then we use this thing called like a belt in diving. So you'll be put in a belt on a trampoline, and your coach, you'll do your approach and jump up, and your coach will hold you there so you can get that rotation. And then they'll like yell at you to kick when you're supposed to kick. And so then that's how you can get the rotation outside the water. And then inside of the water, you know how to flip. So you'll kind of just jump up and do your flips. And then call outs are really important at the beginning. So it's just your coach yelling really loudly like kick. And they'll tell you when to kick. And that's when you kick out. And then once your body has done it with a call a few times, then you're usually more comfortable to be able to do it yourself.
Cool.
So yeah, your coach and the drills are very important when it comes to knowing when to flip and kick out.
Interesting. So I love that you bring up the point about Simone Biles and the twisties and getting lost in that. Obviously, with your academics and the compressed classes and all those other things, was there ever a time where you looked around and said, what am I doing?
Oh yeah, like maybe once a month, once a week.
Really?
Yes, like a lot of times I'd be sitting there on like a Sunday. Like there's been many Sundays where I do homework more than 6 hours a day, and I was just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I not out having fun with my friends and stuff? And so yeah, I did look around and ask myself like what I'm doing, but I enjoy learning, and so like I was like, that's what I'm doing. Like I enjoy learning. I enjoyed doing my homework a lot of times. Depends on the homework, but sometimes I really just enjoyed doing it. It was peaceful. And yeah, so yeah, a lot of times I was like, what am I doing? And then I like remembered the reasons I'm doing it. And yeah.
Are there any, do you have any regrets of things that you might have missed out on throughout high school?
I don't. I felt like I did a very good job of balancing like my friends and school. Like there were some times where I might have rather gone and done something, but I did like go hang out with my friends, go do a lot of normal high school things a lot. And yeah.
You hang out with your friends, and then at 8:30 you're like, gotta go, got a U.S. World History report I need to do, and so
yeah. And a lot of my friends, like I did have a lot of friends who took the same classes as me, so that helped a lot because they understood, like they had the same drives, the same focuses as me, so that helped a lot because it was like they understood if I needed to leave and go do it. And
Squad.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
great. It was great being around people who were also focused.
All
like
right, and
that.
so did you help a lot of them? Give them like, I mean, obviously you have
Pointers.
you have study techniques
Mhm.
and things. Could you see it in your friends, like you're making a C? If you did this, you could be making a B.
I don't think so. I'm reading her face here. That's not her vibe.
No, I really, trying to think. No, I am a tutor. So like if I saw that they needed help, like one time some of my friends, they needed help with a computer science project. And I was like, okay, let's go to Starbucks. Let's work on your computer science project. And so like I'd help them where I could if they wanted it.
So she was the cool tutor.
But yeah, I helped them where I could if they wanted it. But I would never like I never tried to overstep or anything. I was
So you took the Kumon experience and you made it Starbucks.
Yes.
Starbucks Kumon.
Of course.
Cassie Mon.
Cassie Mon. I love that. I should coin that.
Or Kumon down to Starbucks.
Yes.
Oh man, we're starting to land the plane here. We got a couple more questions, and then we'll get you back to your days. Thank you for sharing some of your valuable time with us. I want to give you just a chance to share some of your inspiration, people that you look up to, maybe in popular culture or family history, or really wherever. Like people that you look at and go, I see what they did. I want to be great like they were great. Anybody that you think of as inspiration for, wildly overachieving to this point in your life.
Yeah. Definitely like my family. My grandparents, they're like all four of them are the most hardworking people I know. They're most caring people I know. They're like, they work really hard, but they're also so loving to my siblings and my cousins and I. And so all four of my grandparents they're very inspirational. Like my grandpa who lives here, he gets up at like 4 o'clock every day and works on his ranch. And I just think that like work ethic and that drive and that routine every day has like really inspired me to like do that myself. And my grandma as well, she is working on her doctorates right now actually as like,
doctorates, plural?
Yes, yeah, doctorate. Sorry, my bad.
I was like, two doctorates?
She's working on her PhD in education right now. And she also grew up with like her mother was an immigrant, and she has worked hard like her whole life to get educated. And then she worked in education her whole life, and that has been like really inspiring. She was a computer science teacher and then a principal, and seeing her just work hard still now, learning and working, has been really inspirational. And then obviously my parents, they're amazing people. They're so hardworking, so caring, so loving, and they've like really provided me with the ability to, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them with their like they'd really fostered my education and everything, and that has been really inspirational. My mom and dad are always learning, always like looking up things, and that has really inspired me to always want to learn, never stop learning. And then my older brother has really helped me. He like told me what classes to take. He helped me learn like what teachers I should take the classes from and the classes and
insider
everything.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I really
insider
wouldn't.
trading
I also
here.
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Yeah,
What's his name?
Kale.
Kale. Yeah,
Yes.
Kale was her crew chief.
Yeah,
She's driving the car, but she's got a pit crew, and Kale's in
Yes.
charge.
That's
Yes.
right. Calling the shots. That's amazing. Okay, so, you know, amen for having, you know, heroes and leadership like that in your family. And for you, the humility to recognize that. What do you say to somebody who just struggles with the education process? What knowledge or inspiration can you give to somebody who is just struggling academically?
Get a tutor.
Yeah.
Go-
Hire me.
Go to the library.
I'm just
Go
kidding.
to bring in some Kassie energy in her life.
That's all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just say like try to learn the best with like what you're passionate about. So my thing was learning. I was very passionate about school, but if that's not someone's passion, just get by with what you need to get by with, like do your best. But yeah, look for other people for help. Like the teachers, I say the teachers in McKinney are very willing to like help you anytime you need. If you want to go to their tutoring, go to them at lunchtime to help work. So first, like look at the people around you, see who can help you, and ask for help is probably the biggest thing. I say people struggle in school a lot because they're like too embarrassed to ask a question or ask for help. And I'd say like don't be embarrassed. Like go ask your teachers for help, ask your friends for help. Like you never know who's willing to help you.
I love that. Have you ever had to ask for help?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I've like spent a lot of time like at my teachers' classes asking for help from them. Like, and sometimes it'll just be like the silliest question. And yeah, so yeah, I have to ask for help a lot whenever it comes to stuff I don't understand. Like I don't understand everything, don't get everything first time. So yeah, I'll ask for them for help. I'll ask my parents for help sometimes, my brother. But yeah.
Excellent.
Fred, you want to hit her with the lightning round?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So here we go. Just a series of questions. Answer A or B. No
Okay.
judgment. It just gives us insight into you.
Okay.
So first off, tennis or pickleball?
Ooh, pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
all
play
right.
with my friends a lot.
Okay. All right. Wait. When do you play? You can't play with your friends. You're.
I'm
she's
too busy
busy studying.
studying. Yeah.
Are you so good you sit there with a book and just do the
Oh,
paddle?
for
You just-
sure, yeah.
Okay.
Book in one hand, racket in the other.
That's right. Okay. Now let's get a little bit deeper. X or Threads, or Twitter or Threads?
I don't use either.
All right, here you go. I got a better one for
Threads.
you. TikTok or Instagram? You can only have one.
Probably Instagram.
Why?
Cause I like Instagram has everything. Like I delete TikTok every now and then just cause I'm like, okay, I'm using this too much. I need to get rid of it.
Cleanse.
And so yeah, but
Yeah.
then I'll just go on Instagram Reels.
It's
and-
basically the same thing.
Yeah. So I go on Instagram Reels and then like you can DM people like more like it's like Snapchat too. You can like use.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Snapchat's still a thing?
Snapchat.
I
It's
think
still
it is.
hot.
Yeah.
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 That more and more of my parent friends who have teenagers say that's how they keep in touch with their children. I'm like, I use text with my kids, and they're like, Snapchat is if they're going to respond, it's going to be in Snapchat because that's where they are all the time.
Yeah.
It is amazing that I thought Snapchat was dead, but apparently it's
Bro.
made a comeback. Okay, so a really tough one.
Snapchat was when I was in grad school. Snapchat was a thing, and that was 12 years ago. I didn't even know Snapchat was still a thing. I mean, you're basically a representative of your generation here. Because I mean,
Yes.
I turned 40 back in January. It's like I don't know anything about what's in with the high school generation.
Yeah, I'd
Like-
say Snapchat is like our main form of communication besides like messages. I'd say a lot more kids are turning into messages, but throughout high school, like if you're going to text someone and have them respond, it's probably going to be on Snapchat.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is so bizarre. All right,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, Post Malone.
Oh, Taylor Swift, 100%. Yeah.
Really?
Was that even a question, bro?
You never know. I mean, Post Malone,
All right.
Texas. All right,
No,
so,
Yeah,
no.
that's
I got one for you. Midnight or
oh, you're going
Rep.
specific.
Ooh, probably Rep.
okay.
Classic.
All right.
How on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Rep TV coming out? Is
Probably, like-
TV your thing?
Probably like an 8. I do like her versions, but
Okay.
I love Speak Now. So whenever that came out, I was really excited. And then I really liked red when it came out.
I just wanted to use TV because I learned earlier
you
this
learned
week.
that, yeah.
Because it was one of the ladies who works here in the office. She's a giant Taylor fan, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Rep TV is almost out! I'm so excited!" I was like, "Rep TV?" She's like, "Reputation Taylor's version, duh."
Yeah, I was
And I'm just
really
like-
confused at first when I'd see like the TV in like parentheses, and I was like, "What does this mean?" And I
It
asked
means
my
television.
friends.
No, it doesn't. It
No.
means Taylor's version.
Yeah, I was so confused with this like red television. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Anything else for lightning round, or should we hit her with the?
I'm just gonna try one. Since we're in the music realm, I'm gonna see if how in touch she is with things. Drake or Kendrick Lamar, and it's okay to say,
I know who I
I
like
don't-
better for the diss track.
I've not been in that. I've not read anything about that or seen
Okay,
anything
that's
about
fair.
that,
That's fair.
but
That's not a problem.
yeah,
They
Drake,
they got
maybe?
they got mad beef.
That's right.
really.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, people.
It's
people,
like a grown up slap fight.
That's
That's
crazy.
right. And I mean, one will drop a diss track, and they're pretty much saying the same stuff in every song, but the fact that they throw down some new fat beats, all of a sudden, it's it's the fire track, and I'm like, it's kind of the same lyrics from
Yeah.
2 songs ago, but that's just one of those things. Okay,
so
all
funny.
right, James.
So we asked the same question here for everybody. No
Mhm.
pressure. And we haven't really had any music beds this episode at
No.
all, have we? So there we go. Who would win in a fight between a polar bear and a great white shark in a pool 6 feet deep, but of infinite size? There's no edges to the pool. Polar bear or great white shark?
Goodness, this has been asked to me in like my house before. This is something my brother and my dad argue about. My little brother and my dad argue about a lot. Probably a great white shark, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you on Team Shark? Help me explain your
Well,
reasoning here.
It is a pool.
Yeah.
And polar bears are really good swimmers, but I feel like the shark has the advantage there. And I feel like great white sharks, they're like massive, but polar bears are also really big. But I think great white sharks got them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We have the
Team. Hold on a second. We don't. I haven't really put the ding back in.
That's
have
all
I?
right. We'll drop it in.
No, the ding's not here. Imagine, if you will, a little bell dinging. One for Team Shark. Ting, ding. Anything that we missed that you wanted us to ask? So help me. Come on. Oh, the music beds are going to be the death of me.
Oh, what is your major? What are you saying? You're going to
chemistry.
Chemistry with
Yes.
the intent to do what?
I want to go into research. So I'm going to wait and see when I get there. And if I want to do like organic, or I'm leaning towards more materials science right now. And yeah, so I want to go into either industry or academia, probably academia, maybe industry first, and then go into academia, work as a professor and do chemistry research.
Is there
my
a
goal.
particular thing that, there's an answer for this in chemistry that, you see out there? Because, I mean, you did something with agriculture.
Yes. So I worked at I love plants. I'm like a big plant enthusiast. I had at one point, I think I had over 150 plants in my room.
Mm.
Like I was addicted to buying plants. It
No,
was
it's-
crazy.
It's the higher oxygen content. I
We-
figured it out.
Yes.
The higher oxygen content.
I have a lightning round question since you're a PChem girl, huh?
Mhm.
Graphene or carbon fiber?
Application, though.
I'm just asking. Which is, pick one. Which is cooler? Which is more interesting to you?
Carbon fiber maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like looking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see carbon fiber under a microscope, it's wicked cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is one of those things that structurally is amazing, but visually, at least all the vinyl decals I see on cars
Yeah.
that have carbon fiber look, I'm like, that's not carbon fiber.
No, it's not. Hey, congratulations on making an episode where we talk about carbon fiber and diving
And diving.
and Walker Elementary.
Yes, Walker Stars.
And Red TV.
Yeah, there you go.
Red TV.
Yeah. Anything else before we drop this thing? You good? Did we miss anything you wanted us to talk about?
Oh, I was talking about my my internship.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I worked at the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Center in Dallas, And so since I was obsessed with plants, my dad told this to one of the scientists who comes to the farmer's market. He's really good friends with one of the other booths there. And so my dad was like, "Oh yeah, my daughter, she's like obsessed with plants." And he was like, and so whenever I like told him, I told one of the other booths that, and then my dad like had met the scientist, and I applied for working there as an intern, and it was a lot of fun. I worked in the urban horticulture, so we were studying aquaponics, and so every day I would go and work in the greenhouse and feed fish and learn a lot about research, and that's what really drove me to go into research.
But no diving in the aquaponics.
There was no diving.
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
that's
the fish smell not very good. So
Okay.
I got splashed a few times, but
So maybe you can work in your chemistry field. You can figure out how to make fish stink less.
yeah,
right.
because I was in charge of throwing out the fish waste with my boss. We'd throw out the fish waste every day.
You didn't bring it home and water your plants with it?
I did not, but that is what we're studying, how it was a fertilizer. But
Excellent.
yes,
Excellent. You know,
yes.
the farmer's market there, is that every Saturday?
It is every Saturday,
Every
8
Saturday.
to 12.
Yeah, you know, if you want to see, like, there's an episode, there's an old TV show called Gilligan's Island, and they had this batch of irradiated seeds come up, and they planted them, and they produced these massive fruits and vegetables. Every single time I've gone to the market, I don't know where these guys are getting their, but, you know,
Huge produce.
huge produce.
Oh, yeah, the
cucumbers
watermelons
and watermelons. I'm like, where did you get this? You know, and all I think is that you hit this with some sort of, Incredible Hulk gamma radiation thing. You planted it, and now, it's just monstrous. It's
Yes.
amazing. So
Fisher's, they're the produce stand. They're the stand right across from us at the market, and his watermelons are giant, but he grows them all himself. And yeah, he's very, very hardworking. He's an amazing guy. He's the one who set me up with the internship, David Fisher. And so yeah, his watermelons, they're massive and they're so good. You have to get one.
I'm gonna have to pay attention next time I'm out there, because I'm thinking the number of times I've been out there, you're probably right there.
Yeah.
So that's
But not
interesting.
anymore because
Yes.
she's going to Cal
no,
Poly.
that's
Or
right.
is
Or
it
Caltech.
Caltech.
Yeah, California Institute.
Polytechnical.
No, that's a different
There's
one.
like Cal Poly is different than Caltech.
Yeah, so Caltech is California Institute of Technology. We get confused a lot, but Caltech is the one where like Young Sheldon and Big Bang Theory and all of that is filmed. Yes.
Sorry, I
and
got
then-
that wrong. I
No,
won't make
it's
that mistake
okay.
again.
Bazinga.
No,
He's
it
like,
happens
how
a lot.
dare you?
That's right.
I'm not Cal Poly. I'm Caltech.
That's right.
No, it does happen a lot. Like people think we're the same place. And then-
No.
Yeah.
All right. So just out of curiosity, do you know who Johnny Quinn is?
No.
Medicine woman? No,
No.
sorry, bad joke.
Jane Quinn. Johnny Quinn. So he's a U.S. Olympic
Bobsledder.
bobsledder.
Okay.
Silver medalist.
That's right. And he is actually a graduate of McKinney High.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so-
That's really cool.
So apparently there's some pretty famous people that come out of that school. But
I wonder if he went to Walker Elementary too.
Yeah, no, we need to find out.
yeah, for sure.
Well, Cassie, we got to run. We got someone else coming in here in just a second.
Yes.
I really want to thank you for your valuable time today. This has been a heck of a lot of fun, honestly.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And folks, there's no reason to contact her because she's a high schooler and going off to college. Like it's not like you're the city manager or congressman or something.
No.
That's right,
No
but-
reason to reach out to Cassie. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, but you know what? Keep your eyeball on the headlines, because guaranteed this is not the last that people have heard of you.
Kassie Kristufek.
Hopefully not.
No, that's fantastic. We wish you nothing but the very best. Good luck in school this fall. And thanks for stopping by. This has been another episode of the McKinney Podcast, celebrating what makes us unique by nature. Till next time, make it a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all take care.